right, let me... Cog, are you on Twitter, my dude? I think you are. I think you responded to me on Twitter. Maybe. I don't know. I'll check right now and look for you. I think I...
So he's live on his stream, and somehow it becomes an idea or a decision. He's going to have Cog on his stream as a guest. But he didn't plan it out. He didn't do any logistics work or technical work behind the scenes at all. He basically just decides on the fly in the middle of his live stream to do this. Why? Because he doesn't have any content. Get it? Like, he just, oh, I'll just do this now. I didn't think about doing this beforehand because that would take, like, coherent thought and effort. But I'll just do it now. Where is he? Is he on Twitter? What's his account? How could I possibly... So from what I'm going to understand, this took about 30 minutes for him to logistically get this to finally work. Like, he really couldn't get anything to work on the show. But let's continue. I might fast forward here a bit. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. All right, there we go.
You like the background?
There you go. I'll be working.
Hey, man, you're DSP's your biggest fan, from what I hear.
Sure. All my stuff's coming through correctly.
Can you hear me?
So he gets Cog on his show. His first words out of his mouth are, DSP is your biggest fan from what I've heard. Not even, hello, how are you? Welcome to my show. His first words out of this obsessed man's mouth is, DSP is your biggest fan. This guy is fucking nuts. He is literally sitting in his room with a green screen, and he has superimposed himself onto my set. He actually stole my set. Why did he do this? Because my set is 4,000 times better than anything he's ever done. And he knows it. And he's jealous as fuck. This crazy man wishes that he was Darkside Phil. Right now, he wishes that he was sitting right here broadcasting this show to you. He wishes that he was happily married. He wishes that Jasper Kitty was his cat. He wishes that he had everything that I had this year and then some. He is insanely jealous, and he is nuts. I mean, no lie, I feel like if he could, he would rip my skin off my body and wear it on his at this point. You know, like some crazy, you know, like Silence of the Lambs shit. I believe it. At this point, I totally 100% believe it. This is scary. This isn't, he thinks it's funny. He doesn't understand that this is actual mental illness and this is scary behavior. You're telling me you actually are superimposing yourself onto me and you think that this is funny? And then again, I'm going to get a guest on my show. The first words out of the mouth are, hey, I heard your DSP, our DSP is your biggest fan. Huh? For the record, I've talked about Cog twice on the Level 1 podcast. There were 2 segments I did about him. The first was the segment where I made fun of him because his Discord leaked, where he was making fun of me. And then the second was saying, hey, look, my entire plan worked. I talked about Cog on my show. My idiotic detractors ran over there and paid him money so that he would imitate me. And so the experiment worked. That was an experiment to see if I mention someone, will someone go over and pay them to hate on me? And it 100% worked. Okay? And that was it. Like, every once in a while, people will bring up the same thing, but nothing. I haven't brought this guy up at all. And quite frankly, I don't care about him in the least. He's an insignificant human in the scope of things. Okay? I don't give a shit about Cog. So why would he even say the first words out of his mouth? Oh, you know, I heard Phil's your biggest fan. What are you talking about? I've mentioned the man twice. And it was to prove a point and to do a little experiment with my detractors, and now it's over. You're crazy. And you want to be me, and it's incredibly disturbing. Let's continue.
Bear with me. I've not used this before, so there we go. There you go now.
Take your time. Phil is your biggest fan, from what I hear.
Look, DSP is a fucking retard. I can't really put it any other way. Oh, sorry. Am I okay to say that on your show? I said it on my show.
Yes, I say retard all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, cool.
So the first words out of Cog's mouth is a slur that you're not supposed to say, right? And then Rich proceeds to clap like this above his own head. And the insane ripples of fat on his arms, it looks like there's like an ocean going. It's like, oh my God. Are you kidding me? Like, this is content. This is the epitome of content, right? Again, what was the point that I made recently? I said, you have to understand, for some reason, okay, my existence on the internet as a YouTuber and as a streamer has created, it is reverberated. It's like this multiverse ripple, right? Like, and everything changes. And all of this content and all of this stuff seems to be just because I exist, right? Like, do I even care about Review Tech or COG? No, I don't. I don't watch them. I rarely bring them up. And then every once in a while, someone's like, hey, Phil, check this out. And I look at it and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's not real. Wait, it is. This is all real. Like, at first, someone sent me this screenshot. I thought this was a Photoshop. I was like, oh, that's funny. Someone Photoshopped Rich onto me, you know, because everyone says he wishes he was me. You know, he's jealous and everything. That's why he talks about me constantly. So I get the joke. And people were like, no, it's not a joke. Go watch the show. I was like, what? And then they sent me this clip and I looked at it. I was like, what the fuck? You can't make it up. You literally can't make it up, man. It's insanity. So I think in this 5 minutes, they barely even say anything. So I don't even think I'm going to watch the whole thing. Maybe I'll skim around. But like, there's basically nothing of substance. Okay, but let's just listen a little more.
Cool. Yeah, so Phil's just a bit of a retard. So Phil blocked me on Twitter because he got told by Kino Casino to do so. I've never messaged.
I did not block him on Twitter because Kino Casino told me to do so. I don't even know who he is. Likely I blocked him on Twitter, if I even did, because he was probably saying dumb shit on my timeline. So I blocked him so I didn't have to see him. Just like everyone else. I use my Twitter mostly for business purposes. I barely ever put personal tweets or anything up on my X timeline, okay? So if I block you at this point, it's probably because I just don't want to be bothered with bullshit. Like Rich is blocked because every time he tweeted at me, a million idiots would respond to his tweet with dumb memes and shit, and my whole timeline would be filled up with crap. So I blocked them because I don't want to have crap on my timeline. I want to be using it for work, right? So I don't understand what this guy thinks. Like, COG is so obsessed with Kino Casino that he's convinced that every negative thing that happens to him in life has to do with them. So because I blocked him on Twitter, likely because he said something dumb, and I blocked him because I didn't want my timeline full of filth, he assumes, oh, it's because Phil has association with Kino Casino this year, so they must have told him to do it. Do you really think? Yes, okay, here's actually what happens, okay? Every single day, when I turn off my stream, the first thing I do is I open up our super secret shared documentation online. We have a shared server with documents, and it's the ban list. And guys from Kino send me the list of people who today I must ban from my existence. I can't interact with them. I can't talk with them. I'm not allowed. It's called the Kino blacklist. Okay, this is real. I swear this is real. This is what we do all day. We don't have lives and jobs, shows to work on, and content to produce for people to make money. We sit there with a blacklist and we block people all over the internet. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, again, these people are nuts. These people are legitimately insane.
Before that.
Oh
and then
my God, like, that's really the reason he.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
So he just blocked you because he was their lapdog? That's only the only reason.
100%. 100%.
Oh.
You have no evidence of anything because it didn't happen. He just says it as fact. This is exactly what my detractors do. They say something. Oh, well, if that were good, that would be bad for Phil if that were true. Well, let's just say it's true then. And then they all repeat it as a meme and they all believe it because they're morons, even though it's not real and there's no actual evidence of any of it. That's exactly what my brain dead detractors do. They have become detractors. They just don't realize it because they're so stupid. It's the same cultish mentality. We hope it's true. We want it to be true, right? So now let's just say it that it's true. Okay.
And that's the reason he started making video or live streaming talking about you and shit?
Yeah. I'd never atted him before that point, and then I only did to point out he blocked me.
Someone sent me, it wasn't Kino Casino, someone sent me COG's Discord link showing that Cog was talking shit about me. So I said, I have no idea who this guy is, but I'm going to do a test with my detractors. That's all Cog ever was. He was a test. The guy gets like 2 viewers. Who the fuck? Why would I care if he talks shit about me? He's a nobody, right? But I said, can I do a test here where we do a segment on this guy, this nobody, and then my detractors will go support him? And that's exactly what happened. That day he streamed and he imitated me. He was putting on glasses and a vest and a hat, despite the fact that I had already retired those things, but he's so out of the loop and dumb, he didn't know that. So he did everything like I used to do. And then my detractors went and gave him hundreds of dollars that day. Now, it was all fleeting. It didn't last. Since then, the guy gets no views and no support anymore. But that's not shocking. But it was all it was a litmus test. Will it work or not? It did. 100% hook, line, and sinker. My detractors fell for the trap. So that was it. And then the next day I said, oh, the trap worked. And that's literally it. I haven't said a word since then about this guy unless someone brings him up. I don't care about him. But to him, I'm obsessed. I'm a fan. I blocked them on Twitter because of Kino. They're nuts. These people are actually legitimately disturbed in the head.
Oh my God. And now, you know what's funny is with all this shit that's going down, he's super silent.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But he's completely distanced himself from them. And I think it's just because of all this coming out. Like, I've obviously just doing a show now confirming that Warski was in the Bellagio Hotel because obviously he posted out a video.
See, so they're talking about all this drama. I literally know nothing about it. Keep in mind, I don't follow my detractors. I don't follow other people's detractors either. Okay, so why would I don't know anything about any of this stuff that they're talking about. Have I distanced myself from Kino Casino? No. Have I come out and disowned them? Have I come out and said anything? No. We had been in talks to do a couple different things. One thing was possibly doing some new gameplay, and we had a few ideas for a couple games that we may do in the future. And I have been in talks with Triple P, I call him Triple P, about possibly doing a pro wrestling commentary show, but that's not going to be till next year, okay? Basically, we've been back and forth in talks about various things, but just nothing too particularly crazy is going on right now, okay? I mean, we did a lot of content together over the course of October and early November, right? I appeared on their show twice. Yeah, twice. It was the Ghostbusters collab, and then the Election Day collab. We did a co-op of zombies together, and it was the only time I actually even played zombies. So we did 3 appearances in a month. But I'm distancing myself from them? Like, what are you talking about? Right now, there's nothing going on. That's correct. But there will likely be more stuff going on in the future. I don't know. You know? But it's not, like, I don't hang out with these guys every day. I don't talk to them every day. We don't do content every day together. Like, that's not even something we're interested in. Like, we like, you know, hanging out and doing content together when we do it, but we have our own things going. So how have I completely distanced myself from them? I haven't. I've gone silent. No, I haven't. I just don't know what you're talking about. I don't follow detractor shit. I don't care. I have my own detractors. I know how fucked up that it is to have detractors on your ass. I don't even know what you're talking about. I literally don't know what anyone's talking about, and I don't care. I couldn't care less. Okay.
Kind of raging about me. During the time when this happened, basically. And if you look at the tours for the Bellagio on YouTube, you can just match up the walls. So,
yeah, it's all lining up that they were definitely there. Now, the thing that a lot of people, like, what's going on with him now? Did he actually get a bad pack? Like, what happened with him with his? I knew he wasn't sober. And, you know, I had no evidence, but I've been around enough people.
So this is all they talked about?
Easily his fucking voice.
So literally, they just talked about shit about, I guess, Andy and the casino, and that's it. And it's just all they're doing is regurgitating what their detractors have said. They're not talking anything intelligently or anything. It's just, let's regurgitate, right? So, I mean, I'm gonna fast forward to see if they talk about anything else because it's boring.
Into everything, it's like, what the fuck else did you do?
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. That, like, I don't want to know what happened there, but it's like, I guess whatever goes in.
Can we just immediately make an observation? Rich and his show looks much better because he's using my set. You noticed that, right? Look how good his show looks now. You can actually, like, it looks like he's a normal human instead of living like a dungeon, right? With the fucking stupid lamp behind him and everything. Like, look how much better his show looks because he's now trying to be me. The only thing is that ugly fucking mic that he doesn't need. He doesn't need a mic arm coming in from the side. He's not Howard Stern. he doesn't actually need that. He could have a mic just like mine, very low profile, off camera, not blocking the shot, but he's too lazy to get a mic like that. He has to use this ugly ass giant mic arm thing. Like he thinks he's a studio recordist. He's gonna be holding the mic and singing like he's fucking Sting, right? He's gonna be singing to the mic and fucking crooning in there. He doesn't need that. It's the dumbest mic I've ever fucking seen. It's a piece of shit, and he should get a better one. But outside of that, his setup looks good because it's my setup. I just find that absolutely funny as hell. All right, so is that it? Did they ever talk about anything else? Let's skip forward again.
Silence is saying a lot because usually they jump on everything. Like they talk before they could think. Usually,
yeah.
From what I've seen, anyway.
If you look at his reaction at the Bellagio, just over telling everyone, and I know Warski said his name for years. I've known him for 8 years. Like, so to hear him be like, "It's Andy Perez," I'm like, I know your name's Andy Perez. I did this to get that visceral reaction because I know I piss him off all the time, and he'll always make up shit and lie about me. So I think the minimum I can do is get under his skin. But now it's just so gold to know that the
Does anyone even know what he's saying? First of all, I can't even understand what he's saying because he's talking so fast. I can't even understand his words. And I guess he doesn't realize that he has that British accent. I can't understand what he's talking about. And he's like, I don't know what you're saying. I was actually trying to listen and I can't make heads or tails of what he's blabbing about at all. So great segment.
Video that he was yelling at me on is literally him in the Bellagio, and the dates all match up. Everything works, and he's got some explaining to do. That's all we can really say now. So.
Yeah, the high and mighty person who was talking down to everyone who he's doing essentially worse things than they're doing, all of a sudden now is super silent. What's up, PPP? What's up, Andy? Andy, where are you?
Silence. Where are you? It's deafening.
Yeah, their silence is deafening, man. My ears are bleeding from their silence. So, you know, the guys who were so quick to not shut the fuck up are sure as fuck shutting the fuck up, man.
So let me get this straight, because again, I'm just trying to understand. So the Kino detractors have come out with accusations about Kino Casino. Kino Casino, simply put, hasn't broadcast in a few days. That's it. That's it. That's the whole situation. They came out saying nasty stuff about them, and they said, well, we're not broadcasting for a few days. That's the entirety of the situation. And this is them thinking they're doing a victory lap. Like they're doing backflips of happiness. It's like, okay. The only thing I can say that here's really why I think that they're celebrating, because if Kino was broadcasting, you know what they'd be doing? Making fun of them. So because they're not broadcasting right now, they get like a day off from being felted, correct? Like that's what it is. They get a day off from being felted. But in the meantime, right? In the meantime, here he is sitting on my set trying to be me. But so you got a day off from felting from one group, but you just massively embarrassed yourself as much as possible. So it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be your time to, I got a reprieve. Okay, so I'll just lay low and I'll sit back and I'll enjoy a day where people aren't making fun of me. No, rush to the internet to make more content that people can make fun of you for because you're an idiot. I can't get over it. I just don't understand. There's no logic in that brain. Look at that insanely large cranium. There's no logical thought in there. That is an addled mind, right? You know, they say, you ever play an RPG and they mind addling? So his mind is so addled that he actually thought that having the most botched half an hour setup to get Cog on his show for 5 minutes to basically just regurgitate what detractors have said, like this is the biggest W for him while he's sitting on my set, by the way, because his show is such shit quality. He has to steal my layout in order to have a show that looks good.